We are in Microsoft Windows Server 2016. We're going to add this server that you see here, DC02, as a second domain controller into our Active Directory domain. So what we need to do is to open up Server Manager, and if you don't see it, just click on the Start button and click on the Server Manager icon. From here, we'll click on Add Roles and Features. Click Next, Next, and then we want to make sure that the IP address of our server and the name of our server is correct. Now in this case, it hasn't updated yet. I did actually change it to 192.168.15, so we can just confirm that by going to a command prompt, and we see the IP config is set to 192.168.0.2, and our default subnet mask is there. So we can ignore the outdated IP address there because we know that we just manually updated it. Let's go ahead and click on Active Directory Domain Services and click Add Features. Click Next, 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 and Install. Now, if you get any warnings, don't worry about the warnings. We only want to worry about if we see any stop errors, and those usually have an X, a red circle with an X in it, something like that. So as long as all we get are warnings, then we can go ahead and continue. Also, if you have not renamed the server to be the name you want as a domain controller, do it before we upgrade to a domain controller, because once you upgrade it to be a DC, it will no longer be possible to rename the computer. So if you have the default name, which has a lot of letters and numbers, doesn't make a lot of sense, go ahead and go to Control Panel and the System icon, rename it, and then restart, and then pick up where we left off. Our role has been installed, and we can click on the Promote this to server to be a domain controller, or we can just click Close. In case you missed that, you can just click on the little triangle under Notifications and promote it from here. Alright, so what we want to do is add a domain controller to an existing domain. So we're going to click on Select, and we're going to put in Widget LLC /administrator, which is the name of our domain. And we'll put in our domain password. Click OK, and a new box will pop up where we select widget LLC.internal. Now, if for some reason you get an error, I'll show you what to do after we're done with this section. Go ahead and make sure where it says supply the credentials, and if it doesn't say widget LLC /administrator, that means you have a mistake here. So go ahead and click on the change button, put that information in, and then the domain should show up. Click Next. All right, we're going to use the same password we used for our domain administrator. This is just in case Active Directory breaks. We'll need to go in to Windows as a local user, administrator, local user, just in case that happens. And we're going to leave the other settings to be default and click Next. Again, ignore any warnings that you see here, only if you see any stop errors that we need to be concerned about. And we're just clicking Next through all the different prompts. And at this point, we'll see some more warnings, which will be just fine. And then we'll go ahead and click Install. And there they are. We see no stop errors. We can go ahead and click Install. Once this is done, we'll get a pop-up that says that the computer is about to log off. It will then log off, restart. And when we restart our server, we're going to log in as widget LLC /administrator. And we've gotten to the point where Active Directory has been installed and it's about to restart. So you can click Close and restart manually, or just wait a few seconds and it'll happen on its own. The server's restarted. Go ahead and log in, and we see we default now to the domain name /administrator because the local user is now gone. We'll go ahead and open up Server Manager, and if it doesn't open up on its own, you can just click on the Start button and go to Server Manager right there. Now we'll make sure we go to Tools, that we see all of our Active Directory tools appear. And there they are. Open up Active Directory Users and Computers, and we'll just make sure that it opens OK, and there it is. Click on Domain Controllers. There's our two domain controllers. So that is how we add a second domain controller into Active Directory using Windows Server 2016.